Hi, Nicole here, and I had recently posted an image on my Instagram feed, and it was one of those continuous shots. So it's two images, but when you scroll by, it reads as one image. And I thought I'd probably just show you how I created this in Canva, which is kind of the easiest method to use versus going into Photoshop and trying to match out those two squares. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I am in Canva, and these are the two images I'm referring to. It was a landscape image. It was on barbecue, but putting the image in as just a landscape, it was going to be cut off in the middle. This is great if you have products coming up for the holiday season and you wanted them all lined up in a nice landscape shot. Maybe it's a banner on your website, that an image that you already have. This just gives more impact when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling. Instead of having that interruption of a next image, it's a cool effect to have a continuation. And you could probably do this for several images, but we're just going to do the basic two image. Okay, so I have, this would be image number one, this would be image number two. And this is what the image looks like when it's just like on your website. So you can see it's broken up. Now I chose a center point, which was essentially this little piece of parsley. I wanted to cut it down that middle piece. So first thing is you have your Instagram square selected, and just over in the elements, I know you're not seeing this exactly, you're just filling the grid so now that's a whole image. Another helpful tip is down below in the lower right hand corner you see the percentage, so you're seeing 50% zoom. I actually like to go down to 25% because it's going to help you kind of manipulate the image even more. Okay, so here I'm going to put this image in, and as you can see, if I just kept it like this and I move the crop over, it's taking a lot of the information away to the edge. It doesn't read as nicely as an image. So that's why I thought this would be great to kind of show you that continuous image. Okay, so I'm going to go up to crop, and I know that parsley is kind of the point of interest that I'm going to try to zoom to. So I have room around the actual content of the image, which when you're taking the images, keep that in mind if you want to do this. And I'm simply just lining it up, but that parsley, as you can see here, that's the end of the square. That's kind of where I want to be. Now for this image, I also have to take into account the edges of the pan. I don't want to cut those out, so I want to shrink this down a little bit, so then you can see the edges. And that actually, it takes some finessing. You can use the corner circles there to drag and move around, and also there can be lines on the left and right too to help. Okay, so I'm just gonna say done, and that looks pretty good. So then I choose my next square. Again, I'm just going into elements and choosing the full grid image. I'm now grabbing that same image and bringing it in. Again, here's those lines that I was mentioning on the image itself that you can kind of manipulate. So I'm going to go up to crop. I'm going to bring this over. Now again, that parsley, that little piece of parsley is our cutting off point. And I'm just going to move the circles around so I know I'm on that other end of that parsley. Where it ends on the first image is kind of where I want it to pick up from here. So I'm just zooming in, but I don't want to lose that tray at the bottom, so I'm just using these lines to kind of shrink it down a little bit. Again, when you're taking the images or having the images taken, if this is something that you're thinking about doing, you kind of have to keep in mind to have some extra blank space around the image to kind of do these types of shots. Okay, so that's pretty good. So then now you can see on Instagram, it has that nice fluid movement when you're swiping through. Okay, so I would just download these two images, I would load the first image, obviously the left-hand image, and then the second image would be the right-hand image, and then it'll pair up nicely once you're in Instagram. Okay, hope this helps.